Hey guys, and welcome to part 8 of the Sonic Unleashed playthrough. We have just finished off the daytime stage in China, and now that here I go again with the fucking stumbling. I need to read this off a script. We're heading back to the professor so that we can now go back into Spagonia and get the boss.
The boss.
Yes.
Amy, what have you got to say?
Jealousy.
Don't worry, Amy. Sonic will take you out on a date one day.
Nope. No, he won't. Have you seen that bloody Sonic X anime again, where he's stranded on the boat?
See, I never really watched the episodes, but I've seen like little clips of where he's stranded on like a ship.
Aye.
And Sonic's going through like a panic attack or something.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to convince everyone to do something to get him off the boat, even to try and seduce Amy. Perhaps I can go on without panicking if you would only swing that hammer of yours one more time.
It's I think that the only bit I sort of remember was Sonic's trying to convince Tails that what if something happens to the tornado or something like that? It's just sitting there by itself. That's the only bit I can remember.
The only time Sonic X itself got interesting is when they adapted the adventure storylines along with the battle storylines into the anime.
Then, see the later episodes, did they start kind of drifting off into their own sort of story?
Yeah, until someone activated Chaos Control and then ended up in the real world.
Right.
Here we're going back to 06 territory. Now you see that big red gate there?
Mm-hmm.
That means that is your boss. Now we can go and get the second half of the key, because we already got the first... Well, go and invade the temple, we've got the key. And our boss is the Egg Devil Ray. Any guesses to what creation this might be, Colin?
The Egg Devil Ray. Sounds very scientific, I don't know.
Well, it kind of sounds a bit fishy.
Oh, Andrew.
I know, that was bad. Oh yeah, I was right, it was a bit fishy.
Well, of course you played this game numerous times.
And would you look at that, it's not Eggman in the cockpit, it's tiny little robots.
Do you think they just snuck into his warehouse and just thought, fuck it, we're gonna use one of his robots?
I have no motion. I can do whatever I please. Fuck the doctor. Right, the general strategy for this boss is that you need to boost into the cockpit, but the way that this boss is, you can't continuously do the boost in rapid possession like we did with the Egg Beetle. You can do it up to a certain amount of times before he activates a ray shield, which will block his cockpit, like this, for example. And that's all you need to do, just keep up your speed and hit that cockpit as many times as you can. That's a thing for most of the modern day stages. Well, bosses anyway.
It's a lot of boosting.
Well, it's called boost to win. And again, they put medals in here and expect you to collect them.
So it is a lot of trial and error sort of stuff.
Exactly. See this right there? You need to stop by letting go of the boost button. The amount of times that caught me off guard. While he's busy charging, he's about to fire these many lasers! And that's it.
Stupid fish.
That was anticlimactic.
Then Eggman gets a bill through his door saying, what's this in the mail? Who the fuck is my Egg Devil Ray?
Now, thanks to those wandering layabouts, I've lost my budget!
That was gonna go towards my interstellar amusement park.
I thought he was gonna... Well, yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking something else. Again, back to that Sonic X, where... This is when they went... Again, this is the third season when they go into space battles against the Meta-Rex. And then there's one episode focusing on the Chaotix group. Mm-hmm. And because they crash landed on the planet, they needed to make repairs, but they don't have enough money to get the tools. So they came up with an idea to use their house as a bar.
Okay. But then the police come by and say, have you got a license to sell some alcohol? And then Victor's like, what do you think? I'm a fucking crocodile.
And apparently one of Eggman's favourite drinks is a prune juice with a soft boiled egg inside it.
Oh, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah. Like in the anime, I know it's an anime, but he downs it in one go.
Oh. Do you know that Sonic's favourite drink is Coca-Cola? Or is it Pepsi? I think it's Coca-Cola.
No, I don't think they confirmed that. All they confirmed was his favourite food was chili dogs, which you can get in the shops in the hub world, by the way, folks. They give you the most XP.
Of course the chili dogs do that.
Oh, speaking of chili dogs, there's also a side mission, side activities you get when you beat the corresponding stages called hot dog missions. These missions are essentially you replay the stage again, but with different criterias. Like, for example, for Daytime Sonic, you might be collect a certain amount of rings, defeat a certain amount of enemies, beat the time limit. Whilst the Werehog, it might be beat the time limit, or go through the stage with less health and no rings to refill your health. They're not so bad, but the problem is that you cannot die once. If you die once in the hot dog missions, you have to do the entire mission all over again.
I don't know how those hot dog stand guys stay in business. Like, imagine that every time you want to go get a hot dog, you have to go do a fucking job for them.
Exactly. Not to mention that they keep reusing the same model. They just give him different beards and mustaches. Like, there's one where he's got a Hitler mustache. I'm not kidding.
And he keeps doing that thing with his hands. It's like what is he, Mario?
And his lips are flapping and I can't hear him talk. Right, now that we finished off the Devil Rain, we've restored the third piece of the Earth. We're heading back to Holoska and we're going to do the night stage.
I remember this particular stage gave me a lot of trouble.
What, the night one specifically?
Yeah.
Why is that? The ice physics?
Yeah, ice.
Again, why doesn't the spike shoes give Sonic a little bit more grip on the ice? What? I don't get that.
That is true. Like, why doesn't it give him more grip?
Exactly. It's like, why can't they act like snowshoes, which are well, not snowshoes specific, but you know those spike attachments you could put on your boots when you're walking in the snow to stop you from slipping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why don't these boots work? They've got plenty of spikes. Then again, I already questioned back in the beginning of the game where, okay, for the Werehog transformation, I get the fur, but why does his shoes grow spikes? Again, this music is beautiful.
You love this soundtrack, don't you?
Yes, I do. It's just a different variety. I mean, see, when you, again, listen to this on Spotify or YouTube with some headphones on, and then just listen away. It's really good. By the way, do not fall into the water. You will drown.
In case you don't know, like, Sonic the Werehog, he has, like, one really loud death scream.
It's a bit over the top. Then again, before Colors came out, this is where you had to avoid the water at all times.
I know, like, with Sonic Colors, like, when it comes to, like, Sonic games, your gut instinct is to, like, sort of, like, avoid the water. But then, like, when you finally see him, like, actually, like, not really swim, but you can, like, sort of jump your way through the water, it just looks so surreal, doesn't it?
And you're like, whoa, that is awesome. Right, here we go. Cool Edge, nighttime. Time to get the night half of the key. How the fuck does he have arms that large?
Some Werehog dumbbells.
Do you think the stretchy arms was probably a reference to don't know if you of the viewers will probably remember back in the 90s, but Rystar?
Rystar, yeah. Wasn't Rystar was made by was it the same team that made the Sonic games?
I think so, because I think that every once in a while they move away from the Sonic franchise. Like, I believe they did Knights as well.
It's a shame though, because like Rystar and Knights, they have like quite a big sort of like fan base, but it just kind of looks like Sega's not interested in like making any more games for them, especially Rystar. Like, he's only had one game.
Well, the problem is that they say that Sonic has made a fuck ton of money, and they say, do you know what, let's continue milking this franchise, and anything we want to experiment on, we'll just add that into the Sonic franchise. Like, let's try treasure hunting, let's try gunplay, let's try psychokinesis.
Did you see the sales for Rise of Lyric and Shattered Crystal? They only made about 500,000 combined.
Not even 1 million.
Not even 1 million, and that's the two games combined.
Wow.
While games like Sonic Generations and Sonic Colors, they sell about 2 to 3 million.
Right, what's cool about in this particular stage is you see those fire robots there? You can pick them up and you can send your enemies ablaze. And then you can just leave them while they burn to death.
That's quite violent.
Yep. Hey, these guys are mindless nightmares and they're possessing the innocent folk in the towns. Do you think I give a shit about them?
I don't know, but I'm just expecting Dexter to like just run by with his hair on fire.
Which one's that? Are you talking about the cat of the Red Lanterns?
I'm talking about, you know, like Dexter's laboratory.
Ah,
when,
yes.
when his hair's on fire.
Ugh. Yeah, sometimes the grabbing animation fails a bit from time to time.
It is a wee bit delayed, isn't it?
A little bit, but again, if you just hold down the button like there, the millisecond it pops up, you should be able to grab it instantly. Why did they put the key all the way up here and you have to grab it, put it all the way back down again? Why? Just why? Well, that's news. Most of the times when I jump down here, the key somehow falls off my hands and I have to pick it up again.
Never had that happen to me.
It happened to me for the most time. Like this, what we saw right now, where it didn't fall off, is one of the very rare times it doesn't fall off my hands. This is exciting!
Right, who managed to put like some buzzsaws like right in the middle of the ice?
Eggman. It's always the doctor's fault. Oh, can you imagine him as an actual doctor?
Where'd he get his PhD in?
No, he'll put up a call saying, "Hello, welcome to the Eggman Empire. Unfortunately, as a doctor, I will not be working evenings or weekends. Please feel free to fill out a brief survey to explain your situation, and I'll get it to you as soon as I can. Thank you." Now, the poles here, because it's an ice-themed level, folks, the poles will break apart after a short amount of time. Falcon Punch.
Those wee vinyls didn't even know what was coming.
Ah, there we go, there's the damage buff. That's why Sonic is glowing orange. God damn these ice physics.
Like, has there ever been like an ice level where like people have really enjoyed like, in a game?
Well, I think it depends if there's no physics in it to begin with. Like, if I recall, Ice Cap Zone from Sonic 3 didn't have ice physics despite it being an ice-themed level.
Oh yeah.
I love that move as well. When you need to spend a good amount of XP to get a move, the cartwheel, where you can mash the square button as much as you can before Sonic does a big massive slam to the ground. Oh fucking hell! I didn't know these guys were that tough. Hey, there's the penguins.
Pingu.
Get your fucking Pingu out of my Sonic Unleashed.
You know, there needs to be like a 4K PlayStation 4 Pro Pingu game.
What?
Oh, aye.
Tell me, curse my curiosity. Tell me more about this.
I don't know. It's just a random thought that came to my mind.
Well, if that was such a thing, Lee will be all over that shit.
Yeah. He'd be like pre-order day one buy everything 10 out of 10.
Season pass deal, Ultimate Edition Steelbook. That's when he'll turn into his Ernest Steven and collect everything he can.
I remember it was like near this particular part, like with these ice physics, that gave me like quite a bit of trouble the first time I played it.
Is it this pole here that you're required to balance?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Again, the ice physics, and again, because these poles don't have grabbable sides, if you fall, you will die. You have to get it right, or you die, or you'll fall just like that. Fucking ice. You see these snowmen lined about all the place? How the hell would children get up here just to build a snowman up there?
Not only that, but did you see that there was 3 snowmen that look exactly the same standing right next to each other? Not only did the children have the effort to go through one snowman, but they went and did 3 of them. Like, not one bit of difference.
Well, don't bother trying to give it a reasonable explanation, because we all know it's developers just using the same model over and over again. Don't you hate it when games do that? They don't put they don't have enough budget to make a large amount of models, and they keep reusing the same one.
Yeah. It's kind of like in the Flintstones episodes where like they just repeat the same background over and over again. But like in the Flintstones, it's quite funny the way they do it.
Well, isn't that acceptable at the time? Because I'm not sure what was it, 50s that Flintstone was out? the same time around Looney Tunes and all that.
Yeah.
Like, the animation back then would have been so limited, so what?
Yeah, it was due to the budget.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at animation right now. It's all 3D by computers.
Which is what I kind of find quite sad, that like you don't really see like many like proper cartoons anymore. It's all like 3D animated stuff now. Which isn't like a bad thing, but like it's quite sad that like traditional like 2D animation isn't really as like mainstream anymore.
Like, it loses its charm compared to, like, you know the charm that you and I used to have when we used to watch those kids. Those kids. I need to work on my fucking English again. Like that time that we did watch those cartoons as kids. Thank you. You know that charm that we used to have. Then like, oh my god, these are amazing, and we laugh at everything. And then you look at the animated cartoons nowadays for kids nowadays. You're like, these don't have the same charm.
I feel like one thing that I've noticed, like cartoons like back in the 90s compared to cartoons nowadays, have you noticed that like cartoons back in the 90s had like a sort of like distinctive style to them where they were like stretchy and like artistic and stuff like that? Well, I feel like cartoons nowadays are just kind of like all smoothed out and look squeaky clean. They don't really like kind of look too artsy, if you know what I mean.
Well, the only thing that we have that close to actual 2D animated cartoons is anything that's on the Disney Channel nowadays. Like Phineas and Ferb, which I never watched, but constantly hear all the time.
Yeah, I never watched it, but I heard it was like a really good show, like especially with like Adventure Time and that as well. I haven't watched them, but I have heard like good things about them. Which people will be wondering, like, why the hell haven't we watched Adventure Time? Because I know that there's like a large fan base for Adventure Time.
I wouldn't have any clue because I'd never watched anything myself.
Cause I think I stopped watching like Cartoon Network when I was like 13 or so, and I kind of stopped watching it.
That's where puberty kicked in.
Yeah. Plus, Ed, Edd n Eddy ended about that time.
Aye, that was a good show at the time. Especially Ralph.
His green tongue and blue hair.
I hate robots. Well, there we go. There it is doing that. Oh, I'm dying animation. Now, to get, as Chip will point out for me, you need to burn this icicle a little bit so that you can then kick it down and make a bridge. Fun fact, actually, see once you've thrown these little robots but you don't destroy them, they do a little ballerina dance back to their original position.
Do they?
Yeah. Hands on their heads, like a Y position, spinning around in a circle.
I've never noticed that.
They just do that all the way back to their original position, and then they can just continue spurring out fire. Now, these ones there, they will not fall apart, these particular poles. It's when you grab it and then you start to hear cracking noises, like ice cracks, that's when you need to think, oh shit, I better get off right now. Because once it's collapsed, you won't be able to regain your momentum and climb back up. You gotta love how you try to be precise and if you were an absolute raging Calypto, you missed a few rounds. No, fuck this. Bye, guys. I'm not putting up with this werehog shite fighting every single enemy when there's no gate. Oh, but these guys I have to kill, because as usual, video game logic, you can't progress until you defeat all the enemies.
Those enemies seem to be protecting their cage for some reason.
Never mind, I'll just walk right past as they burn to death, because I'm an animal. Ha!
Oh. And you thought I was bad with puns?
Well, I don't know.
Am I starting to rub off on you?
I suppose so. That looks dangerous.
It's very steep here. Be careful.
Thank you, Knuckles. When did you get here?
This is my only cameo.
Well, at least you're somewhat back on the island. How's that Master Emerald, by the way?
I sold it.
What?
Yep.
Why did you sell the fucking Master Emerald, Knuckles? It was your blood. It was in your guts and your blood and your duty to protect the Master Emerald.
Because everybody forgot about it, and even Knuckles forgot about it. So he said, "Fuck it, I've got no use for this, so I'll just sell it."
Well, we all know he's a fucking idiot.
Shut up!
Do you know he's a feminist as well?
What? What are you getting this from now?
Sort of the Sonic Boom TV show. Apparently, he's a feminist.
Can we just pretend that show doesn't exist for now, please? I mean, it's bad enough I hate what they did with Shadow, but
I wonder if they're going to keep going with the show now. I think it came to the end of its second season now. Like, I don't really follow it.
well, according to the franchises and well, that particular spin-off, the only TV show is somewhat redeemable compared to the games.
Yeah. It's like there was like kind of one joke that did make me like laugh. It was it's like Sonic like goes to like a flea market and he buys this sort of like hippo game, and it of course it's meant to be like a joke about the old like Sonic games, and then Tails was like, oh, the games weren't the same when they went to 3D, and then Sonic was like, I hate the way they changed the colour of his arms. It's like the show is like so self-aware. It's like funny.
Whee! Yeah, the one time that the Werehog actually has that ball animation for his jumps. Now, when it comes to situations like this, I always go for the wizards first, because they fuck your shit up. Yeah, and also what you saw there is a dodge move you can do when you pull down the L1 button, which is your shield, and if you move the left stick and press the X, you can do a little barrel roll to dodge yourself away. But I think if you press forward, that'll make a forward roll, but it can also lead to an uppercut. Come here, you! I bet you gotta imagine how the robots are glad not to have emotions. Imagine they did. Oh fuck, he's picked up my mate. Shit, he's throwing him around. Here he comes, fuck! And they always do that. Hey guys, he's over here! Not much to say about the Werehog.
Just besides the fact that music keeps playing over and over and over again.
Ugh. Oh, that's a good move there as well. That's when you do squares. You press the square button for about 4 times, and then you mash the shit out of the triangle button and he stomps the ground. Again, you need to build that up with the combat meter and XP. Oh, thank God, the level's over. And we're not even at the final stage.
You should go an S rank.
Yeah, I suppose so. Gotta make it look at least somewhat pleasant. Couldn't think of a better name or word anyway. And with that, we'll see you in the next part, folks.